You know, sometimes I just wish I could take the fans out of my graphics card, you know, for cleaning or changing the color of the LEDs, but I guess that's just never going to happen. Oh, wait. What's this? What is up, guys? Welcome back to JoesTech. So today we're going to be taking a look at the RX 480 RS by XFX. So this isn't just a standard RX 480. Some of the differentiators, obviously it does have a custom PCB, and the coolest thing is it comes equipped with these new hard stop fans that XFX came up with. I think these might be the only this might be the only company that kind of has this technology out as of yet. But basically what it means is the card comes with two standard colored black non-LED fans, and they're allowing you to remove those out with two quick clip disconnects, I guess you would call them. And then you can buy another kit and get white LED fans or red LED fans or blue LED fans. So in this case, I just picked up the white set for this video, and I figured we could drop those bad boys in, see how they perform, and you know, see what comes included with all this, and maybe we'll do some benchmarking or something. So you know, that being said, why don't we go ahead and open these guys up and see what comes inside. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, this graphics card does come with removable fans. So you're able to actually remove these guys, which part of it is actually an extra benefit because you can get in here and clean really easily versus like other graphics cards where a lot of times the shroud is kind of in the way and you kind of get dust packed in there. But anyways, you can get one of these fan kits from them. And I believe these are 100 millimeter fans. And they come in 3 different colors. So in this case, we picked the white. I can actually remove it from here. Man, this is slippery. And then you just want to make sure these pins are going to line up with the pins on the card, obviously, otherwise they're not going to get power. And these new guys will just click into place. And easy as that. So before we get into my opinion on the numbers that we saw just a second ago, wanted to mention a couple of things about the card. First things first, the first impressions I had on the card as I took it out of the box. Obviously when you get a new component, it It's nice when it has a little bit of weight, a little bit of, you know, makes you feel good when it weighs a little more. This card definitely delivered when it came to that. It is a custom PCB, so it doesn't have that tiny little RX 480 card with, you know, some giant heatsink on there. It is a full, you know, I don't even know how to explain it. Let me just show you guys. But the card itself is actually the full length of the cooler, basically, you know, up to the back plate. It does have a custom back plate. It does have this huge cooler on there. This card is really nice, actually. The quality is really nice. Now, my only complaint is, well, I don't know if it's my only complaint, but to start with, is with these LED lights, you get a lot of bleed through on the top of the card here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but all this open, you know, area is kind of allowing a lot of that light to escape. And let's be honest, right? When the card's mounted in your computer, it's going to be like this. So it's like a flashlight, you know, it actually does put off a lot of light. I'm exaggerating a little bit. Obviously, the direct light is going down from these fans, and these do put off a lot of light, and it looks really good. But the bleed out is a little bit frustrating. Aside from that, it's not really like a huge deal. Doesn't impact performance, and the card still looks great. But the only other thing I think I would complain about when it comes to the LEDs is it's nice that they do have 3 options. They have a red fan, red LED, a white LED, and a blue LED. Obviously, we got the white LED for this test run. It would have been nice if they had some type of like RGB option. I feel like RGB is kind of like the new latest and greatest, and you know, a lot of other companies out there have that option. It would have been kind of cool if maybe they added another premium model fan that had RGB and controllability through some type of XFX software, you know. Aside from that, though, the fans, I thought one thing that was kind of interesting to note is it seems like they're independently controlled. I think I caught a clip of one of the fans spinning and one not. I was kind of concerned at first because I kind of thought maybe one of the controllers wasn't working and one of the fans wasn't working, but no, sure enough, you know, both fans came on as soon as it got the signal that they both needed to be on. So I thought that was kind of funny, but you know, not a good or bad thing, I guess you would say. As far as temperatures go, this card actually did really well. You know, to the touch, at first I was a little concerned because the backplate did feel pretty warm. But in, you know, running the benchmarks, I didn't really get it over, I think, 61 degrees Celsius. So it stayed pretty cool, and that's under full load in a benchmark. Let's talk about the benchmarks really quick. Obviously, this card seemed to do really well in all the benchmarks. We haven't really compared it to anything, you know, in this video, but what I would like to mention is if you guys saw a couple weeks ago, I did a review on the RX 480 G1 Gaming by Gigabyte. At the time, I thought that card was going to be a really great buy, and it seemed to be a great performer. The downside was the temperature. Now, looking at this card in comparison, this card actually beat out the RX 480, aside from the Division. It beat it out in all the benchmarks. Not only that, but I was able to keep it below 61 degrees Celsius under load in all the benchmarks. Now, I did try to overclock this card, and I got it from 1288 megahertz up to 1338 megahertz. And with that, I was able to keep the temp under 65 degrees Celsius, and that was running the Heavens benchmark. And it really, I don't know that it was really worth it too much at that point because I really only got about, I think, a frame and a half per second. I'll go ahead and put the numbers in the review as well. But looking back at that other review, I really think that this card is the way to go. Looking back, the cooling is much better. The price point is the same. They're both $279 on Amazon right now. Going forward, they'll probably even drop even lower than that. Now, the only thing that we did add in this particular case is I added the white LED fans, and those were 20 bucks. One more thing I wanted to mention really quick. I just hit 100 subscribers. It's kind of a small milestone, I know. There's lots of people out there that have hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of subscribers. But for me, this was kind of a big deal. I kind of just started making these videos because I enjoy, you know, the tech stuff, and I didn't really think that there would be anybody that was really that interested in somebody that's kind of like just getting started. So I am very appreciative of all the people that have subscribed already, and I always enjoy the feedback and the comments you guys have. So in this case, if you guys maybe have some type of benchmarks you'd like to see in the future videos, don't forget to leave those comments below. Any feedback, I'm always happy to hear it, positive or negative. And of course, if you guys like the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the way out. And last but not least, if you haven't subscribed already, you got to hit that subscribe button. We got to set a new milestone, like 500 subscribers or something crazy. So anyways, guys, I got to get out of here. Until next time, this has been JoesTech. You have a good night.